What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG TCG video. Today, guys, I am very excited for this video because today we are going to be discussing the Advanced Crystal Beasts. That's right, we have finally gotten the Advanced Crystal Beasts coming to the OCG and TCG in Animation Chronicles 2022. I can't believe it. They're actually finally releasing the Advanced Crystal Beasts. For the longest time, the only dark versions that we've had from the Crystal Beast deck that was used by Johan when he was controlled by Yubel and Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the cards that we had were Advanced Dark and Rainbow Dark Dragon, but we never saw any of the Advanced Crystal Beasts, and the fact that we're finally seeing these cards coming out in this set, I'm just very excited to be discussing these cards with you guys. So, without further ado, let's jump into today's discussion. So the first Advanced Crystal Beast card that we're going to be discussing is Advanced Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle, a level 3 Light Fairy effect monster with 300 attack and defense, and you can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. If Advanced Dark is not face up in the field zone, send this card to the graveyard. If this face up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can place it face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. Typical Crystal Beast stuff. If this card is treated as a continuous spell, you can special summon it. Then you can special summon as many Advanced Crystal Beast monster cards from your spell and trap zone as possible. So, very similar to the original Ruby Carbuncle in terms of its effects, with the biggest downside immediately that I noticed with this card and the other Advanced Crystal Beast cards, because they have the same first effect, so when I go over the other cards, I'm not going to be discussing it alongside them. They require Advanced Dark on the field, so that way they can actually stay in your monster zone, which I don't really like that. Anytime a card basically makes it where you have another card on the field to actually use the card, in my opinion, does make the card a lot weaker because it's very vulnerable to like MST or something like that pop your Advanced Dark and basically destroy all your Advanced Crystal Beast monsters. And plus, Advanced Dark isn't really, the best card out there. It's an alright card, but honestly, in my opinion, I don't really think you should have to play Advanced Dark, but because these cards require it, I mean, it's fine to play a couple of copies of the card, but it does suck that you're kind of forced to have to play Advanced Dark in order to really use these cards. But Ruby Carbuncle, kind of looking past that limitation, I don't think it's actually that bad of a card at all. And Ruby Carbuncle and Sapphire Pegasus have been known to be the two best Crystal Beast monsters of the entire deck, and it's the same with Advanced Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle. It does similar effects to the original one, and being able to get your Crystal Beast monsters out of your spell and trap zone to your main monster zone so you can actually poke away at your opponent and continue off with your plays, it's a pretty solid effect in my opinion, and it's just very easy because if this card gets destroyed, it gets immediately sent to your spell and trap zone and is treated as a continuous spell, so that way you can actually go and revive your monsters from the spell and trap zone to your main monster zone. So in my opinion, I still think this card is pretty solid to a degree. Again, it does have a limitation when Advanced Dark, but if you kind of look past that, I still think this card is a pretty nice Crystal Beast card in my opinion. Up next, we have Advanced Crystal Beast Amethyst Cat, a level 3 Earth Beast effect monster with 1200 attack and 400 defense. Again, we're not going to be reading the first effect. Your Advanced Crystal Beast monsters can attack directly, but when they do so using this effect, the battle damage inflicted to your opponent is half. If this face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can place this in face-up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. So, this card is just alright. Being able to attack your opponent directly is nice, but this card just doesn't really do anything besides that. I mean, yeah, being able to just deal a little damage because you can attack your opponent directly is nice, but it's not really taking care of the board, in my opinion, and it also cuts the attack in half, so you're not dealing as much damage as you potentially want to by just spamming your field with Crystal Beast monsters and just trying to go all out because of this card being able to let all your other monsters attack directly. You're not doing as much damage as you probably want to because it does get cut in half. So, in my opinion, Advanced Crystal Beast Amethyst Cat, just like the original Amethyst Cat. It's just an alright card in my opinion, and you know, it's not really too special. And again, just like with the Advanced Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle, it does also have that same limitation with Advanced Dark, which just makes it a little weaker as well in my opinion. So again, it's just an alright card in my opinion. So the next card that we're going to be discussing is Advanced Crystal Beast Emerald Tortoise, a level 3 water aqua effect monster with 600 attack and 200 defense. Again, not going over the first effect, nor we're going to go over the third effect either, because it's the same as the other two, and it's going to be the same for the other ones more than likely as well, where, you know, if this card is destroyed in the monster zone, it gets sent to the spell and trap as a continuous, yada yada yada. We're going to be more focused on the second effect, where once per turn, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster on the field, changes battle position. I mean, it's an alright effect, you know, being able to do some cool battle tricks with this card by basically switching your opponent's monsters to the defense position so that they can't attack during their battle phase, or one monster can't attack during their battle phase, is cute. Not the greatest card out there. I do think it's better than Amethyst Cat because it actually does something. Like, yeah, Amethyst Cat, you know, can deal direct damage to, you know, deal some damage to your opponent, which is nice, but I do feel like, you know, stopping your opponent from dealing damage to you, you know, I do think is a little bit better. And, you know, by switching that monster to defense position, maybe you can get over it with, you know, like a, you know, a Pegasus or something like that. Maybe you can basically get over that monster there, so that way you can be able to deal with one of their threats that maybe you couldn't do unless you change the battle position. So I do see a little bit more benefit from this card than Amethyst Cat. Still think Ruby Carbuncle is still a superior card to Emerald Tortoise, but I do think Emerald Tortoise is an alright card. Again, I feel like there is some more use to this card than Amethyst Cat. Not too much, but I do think it's a pretty okay card in my opinion. But with that said, the next Advanced Crystal Beast monster we're going to be discussing is Advanced Crystal Beast Topaz Tiger, a level 4 Earth Beast effect monster with 1600 attack and 1000 defense. Its second effect is all Advanced Crystal Beast monsters you control gain 400 attack and defense. Also, all face-up monsters your opponent controls loses 400 attack and defense. Pretty meh effect in my opinion. I mean, being able to get a small boost, I guess that's fine. The thing is that, you know, obviously you're going to have to stick with your Crystal Beast monsters for a little while to be able to try and set up for your Rainbow Dragon, or I guess for the Advanced Crystal Beast case, it would be Rainbow Dark Dragon. And the issue with it is that, you know, 400 attack, you know, it's not really a whole lot if we're going to be completely honest, because I think the most you're going to get out of a Crystal Beast monster with this effect is Sapphire Pegasus going up to like 2200 attack points, which is not a bad attack stat line, and you can use some other cards that obviously raise it, but let's just say, you know, you have like your Topaz Tiger and your Sapphire Pegasus on the field, and that's it. It's just a 2200 attack point boost, which could potentially get you over some of like the smaller threats on the field, but what boss monsters being like 2500 attack and like 3000 attack, like it's not going to do a whole lot. You know, if it was like 1000 attack, you know, then we're kind of seeing a little bit of a different tune. Same with the whole losing 400 attack and defense as well. Again, nice, but I don't think 400 is enough to really warrant playing this card. I feel like really the only reason that you would ever want to play this card is that it basically gets you a Crystal Beast name, so that way you can go into your Rainbow Dark Dragon. So, in my opinion, it's probably the weakest of the Crystal Beast monsters, in my opinion, besides maybe like, you know, Amethyst Cat, because I don't really think they do a whole lot in my opinion, but I do think Topaz Tiger does kind of take the spot as the least, you know, effective one, because again, 400 attack gain and a 400 decrease for your opponent is just not enough in my opinion. So overall, I just think it's a meh card in my opinion. So yeah, with that said, the next Advanced Crystal Beast monster is Advanced Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth, a level 4 Earth Beast effect monster with 1700 attack and 1600 defense. And it actually has two effects. We can go over the second and third effect, which the second effect is once per turn when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets an Advanced Crystal Beast card and or Advanced Dark you control, quick effect, you can negate the activation. Really do like that because it does give some protection on Advanced Dark, and obviously your opponent is going to really try to focus on Advanced Dark to try to destroy all your Advanced Crystal Beast monsters. So I really do like the fact that Amber Mammoth does give protection for your Advanced Dark. And your third effect is once per turn, when your Advanced Crystal Beast monster is targeted for an attack, you can negate the attack. So that's pretty nice to be able to stop your opponent from making a big push by getting rid of your Advanced Crystal Beast monsters, because it can negate one of the attacks. So pretty cool effect in my opinion. Definitely this card is definitely more worth for protecting Advanced Dark, is again, your opponent's main goal now is to just target Advanced Dark, so that way, you know, they can just not have to deal with your Advanced Crystal Beast monsters, because now you're going to have to find a way to get into your Advanced Crystal Beast monsters again, and obviously in order to do that, you have to try and search for another Advanced Dark, and at that point, you know, they're going to try and do the same thing again. So giving some sort of protection to Advanced Dark, really do love that. And I do think, you know, so far, besides again still Ruby Carbuncle still kind of up there, you know, I think this is definitely one of the better Crystal Beast cards, or Advanced Crystal Beast, excuse me. I'm still not used to kind of saying Advanced and Crystal Beast separated. So really do like this card. Love the protection for Advanced Dark, and even just protection for the Advanced Crystal Beast monsters. So in my opinion, this honestly might be the best card that we've gone over so far. I know Ruby Carbuncle is still a pretty solid card because it can help you recur monsters to your field, but the protection that this card does give, I do think this is definitely a warrant card in a Crystal Beast deck. And it has a 1700 attack stat line, which is pretty solid in my opinion. And if you do play Topaz Tiger, this can get this monster to 2100 attack. So not a bad attack stat line with that boost either, in my opinion. So yeah, Amber Mammoth, pretty solid card in my opinion. So the next card that we're going to be going over is Advanced Crystal Beast Cobalt Eagle, a level 4 Wind Winged Beast effect monster with 1400 attack and 800 defense. And just like with Amber Mammoth, it has two effects we can go over, which is the second and third effect. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, add one Advanced Dark from your deck to your hand, and once per turn, you can target one Advanced Crystal Beast card you control, either return it to the hand or place it on the top of your deck. So the third effect is nice to basically try to get your spell and trap zones from being too clogged, because obviously, you know, if your Crystal Beast monsters get destroyed and your entire back row is filled up, they're going to get sent to the graveyard. So, you know, to kind of remove some of the Advanced Crystal Beast monsters from your spell and trap card zone, you can use Cobalt Eagle, return it to the top of your deck so you know what you're getting next turn, so that way you can clear your spell and trap card zones, so that way you know you can start setting cards and the like, and maybe even potentially keeping one of your Advanced Crystal Beast monsters out of the graveyard, so maybe you can use it with Ruby Carbuncle's effect, you know, to be able to get it back onto the field. So really do like that, but the second effect is where Cobalt really does shine for this deck, because to be able to search for your Advanced Dark is super cool. By just sending this card to the graveyard, you could get Advanced Dark immediately to your field, so that way, you know, you can start actually going into your real Advanced Crystal Beast plays. So this is an easy inclusion to the Crystal Beast deck, and definitely the best card from this in my opinion. I mean, being able to search for your field spells so you can actually go into your Advanced Crystal Beast monsters, and then clearing up potentially your back row so you can actually start setting cards. In my opinion, Cobalt Eagle so far is easily the best card that we've gone over so far in this video. And with that being said, this is going to lead us into the final card of this video, which is the one and only Advanced Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus, a level 4 Wind Beast effect monster with 1800 attack and 1200 defense. Its second effect is, if this card is summoned, you can place one of your Advanced Crystal Beast monsters that is banished in your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. In my opinion, pretty solid effect, you know, being able to take one of your banished Advanced Crystal Beast monsters and being able to either add it to your hand or set it into your spell and trap card zone is a really solid effect in my opinion, because if your opponent is just continuously trying to banish your Advanced Crystal Beast monsters so that way you can't go into your Rainbow Dark Dragon, or if you've already got Rainbow Dark Dragon onto the field, you can summon your Pegasus to get back one of your Advanced Crystal Beast monsters, maybe something like a Ruby Carbuncle, or you maybe can go into your Cobalt Eagle or something like that, or hell, you can even go into Amber Mammoth as well, so that way you can give some protection to your field. Just being able to get those cards that are banished back into your hand or into your graveyard and being placed in the spell and trap card zone, so that way you can maybe potentially bring it back with Ruby Carbuncle, and you can get the benefits from there. In my opinion, this is probably one of the best Crystal Beasts and Advanced Crystal Beasts for this matter that we have in the game. Obviously, Sapphire Pegasus has been well known for being one of the best Crystal Beast monsters in the whole Crystal Beast deck, and I do think it's the same with its advanced counterpart as well. But with that being said, that's going to be it for the advanced Crystal Beast cards. So yeah, quick general thoughts. Very excited for these cards to be released. Fans, including myself, for the longest time when it comes to the Crystal Beast deck, have just wanted to see more monsters get released, because obviously Crystal Beasts are notorious for just continuously getting spell and trap card support, which is what this deck doesn't need at all. They need more monsters, and we're finally getting that with the advanced Crystal Beasts. In my opinion, I do think a majority of them, I think 4 out of the 7 ones, kind of similar to the original Crystal Beasts as well, I think were definitely like the good ones of the set, those including, Ruby Carbuncle, Cobalt Eagle, Amber Mammoth, and Sapphire Pegasus being the best ones, with Topaz Tiger, Emerald Tortoise, and Amethyst Cat not being terrible cards, but I do think in a Crystal Beast deck, I don't see you really playing those cards at all. I think those are probably the 4 cards that you would play in a Crystal Beast deck, in my opinion, alongside, like the original counterparts for these cards as well. Those are basically what I would see in a Crystal Beast deck, your Sapphire Pegasus, your Ruby Carbuncles, and the advanced version of those cards as well, in my opinion, of course. But I'm just glad that we're finally getting some monster support for the Crystal Beast deck, and we've had to wait basically like 10 years for this, and maybe actually a little bit longer at this point than 10 years, but still, the fact that we're finally getting some more monsters for the Crystal Beast deck, I can not honestly be more happier than that. So please, Konami, if you continue to do more Crystal Beast support, just start giving us more monsters and stop giving us spells and traps. That's the only thing I ask, which does kind of suck, because we do have some more Crystal Beast cards that we have to discuss in a separate video, because we also have the Crystal Beast structure deck, and unfortunately we'll be going over some more spells and traps. So if you did miss the fact that we weren't going over spells and traps in this video, don't worry, we're going to be covering that sooner than later. But with that being said, that's going to be it for this OCG TCG video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the advanced Crystal Beast cards. Do you think this was good support for Crystal Beast? Do you think it was okay support? Or did you think the support was not really great at all? And let me know which guys' favorite Crystal Beast is. Mine, actually, weirdly enough, is Amber Mammoth, more because of the dub voice that they gave it. I absolutely love the dub voice that they give for Amber Mammoth. It's just so freaking hilarious, and it just made me fall in love with that card. But I would love to know your guys' favorite Crystal Beast monster, and by the way, not counting Rainbow Dragon. I know it technically is a Crystal Beast card, but I'm talking about like the main 7, your Amethyst Cat, your Sapphire Pegasus, your Ruby Carbuncle, which, by the way, Ruby Carbuncle, honorable mention, love it. It's so adorable, especially from that one artwork where you see Jesse petting the Ruby Carbuncle. Absolutely love Ruby Carbuncle. It's an honorable mention, but I cannot get over the voice of Amber Mammoth. But with that being said, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, take care and have yourselves a great rest of your day.